Welcome to the Dr. Nikki Starr Show, a podcast to support you in your spiritual awakening and personal development. As a spiritual teacher, healer, and intuitive coach, my intention is to empower you to live your ultimate potential and your ultimate life. As a former medical doctor and mystic, my role is to bridge the gap between science and spirituality to support you in understanding more of your multidimensional aspects. I share on a diverse range of topics, and it's all to support your greatest becoming. My mission is to continue reaching millions of people for the healing and awakening of humankind for the creation of the new earth. Thank you for being here. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Dr. Nikki Starr Show. Today, I am here with another very special guest from Damanhur, which is a spiritual community I am connected to, Antilope Verbena. Welcome, Antilope. And today we are going to talk about a hot topic, a topic that I didn't even know if I could talk about with her or not. And this is the topic of time travel. And time travel is something that happened in Damanhur over many years, and she's going to share a lot more about that. But some people might be skeptical about time travel and if it's even possible in this day and age. And I want to share with you that it is, and she is a time traveler herself. And so I'm sure people have a million questions, but Antilope, begin at sharing a bit about why Damanhur time traveled and what your, start there and then your experience and talk for as long as you want. And I may interrupt a bit and ask questions.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, Damanhur was born for change something in better, of course, in better way for the planet, for the humanity. And during the long time, make a lot of kind of mission. And one of this mission, one of this possibility is to use the possibility to travel in the time. The time for us is like a territory in our philosophy. As you can travel in a territory, you can leave to go in another part of the planet. It's possible also with one kind of technology. We speak about Selfica Technology is one kind of technology. Yes,
and so
she's
the
jewels itself.
So if you are looking at the video version of this episode, which I highly recommend, we have Selfica paintings behind us, and also Antilope is wearing Selfica jewelry. She has rings. Yes. She has a necklace as well, a bracelet, and they all have different. Yeah. And so this is a technology for healing and for activating more of our potential. And it also was used in the how to time travel.
Yes. And with this kind of technology, it's possible to travel in the time, maybe for make a little thing. It's not necessary to change a big thing, but during the time in 1,000 years, the little changement in one point of the time can represent a big changement in the present. This is the philosophy, the technology back time travel. And we make, in particular in 1994, a lot of travel. And I'm a time traveler. I make some travel. Sorry, my English is very basic. And Nikki,
Yes,
I try
in English,
but it's not my talent. Speak English. And
I want to actually acknowledge her for this. So when we were going to record the episode, she mentioned maybe I'll just speak in Italian and you translate. And I really encouraged her to speak in English because it's always nice to hear it firsthand from the person. And of course, if there is a word or something, I will translate so that she can really share everything she wants to share. But I feel that her English is great and good enough to get for her to be the first person to share the message and her experience time traveling.
Yes, I live a lot of experiences. One of the maybe normally the that people say wow is experience in Atlantis. So we speak about to go back 12,000 years, for 4,000 years. I live in one special travel, very interesting, and arrived in a very fantastic place. You know something about the time travel also, because it's impossible to bring something with us when we travel, but it's possible to have memory and maybe painting and to reproduce what it's possible to see. And so maybe you can also show some image about this fantastic place, exactly how normally is something in the vision can see, or Platon make a description is true. Was a very fantastic place when, for example, where the light are the big crystals and can illuminate on the surface and also under the sea. I can visit, it's not tourism, of course. When we make some travel in the past was for, because we have a mission to make. And after the mission, I was very lucky because I have more little time for to visit, for to look what is around. This is one very interesting experience. Okay, we make a lot of time travel, in particular in the beginning when we start with the use this technology, we make a lot of tests. And the tests were in this area, where is Damanhur, but 1,000, maybe 4,000, 5,000 years before. Was completely different. A lot of wide land, wide people, and we use this kind of technology to make tests. What happening if we come in one place in the time, we make a little changement, and after what happening in the present, and this part is very interesting also. After this part, we can start with the big travel, for example, Atlantis.
And you also, I heard, I don't know if it's true, that one of your time travels was to a spaceship.
Yes, when I was in Atlantis, after my mission, I was this man that welcomed me when I arrived, showed me, because we don't speak, of course, is telepathy, the connection. And I understand, okay, you can come, and he showed me one special
Spaceship?
Yes, it's a vehicle.
A vehicle.
Yes, like egg, transparent. We enter together, and without driver, no driver, it starts to move automatic. And it was interesting because inside it was not possible to perceive movement. Also, if we go very fast in down, in up, in left side, in right side, inside you was fixed, not movement in the body, not like car, for example, when you turn, your body move. This is what touched me, because it's a very interesting experience. This vehicle can go down in the sea very deeply, and I can see that was the sea was not only the fish but the people also under the big transparent
dome.
Yes, dome. The dolphins are in connection with the human, for example, like friends, not like now that we can see the dolphins but not to have connection. So in this way, after this, we're going up, and I can see the big building as a human, not this building but
It's in the shape of
the shape is the human shape, very high, very tall, and was also like an airport in up, but not only for airplane, but for different kind
of vehicles.
Yes.
Yeah, so it sounds like a lot of the time travel to Atlantis, and that sounds like what most of the time travel in Damanhur was to Atlantis, because there was information and technology that even now, when you talk about it, it's way more advanced than what we're living now. Like you said, even the vehicles. Like right now, it's so primitive. When you go left, it's like we turn, or if you're going fast, we feel it. And now, or not now, but then, the technology was more advanced. And I know that with some of the other time travelers, they talked about the clothing, that it was like very advanced and it like hugged your skin when you put it on, and it kind of had its own intelligence, the clothing that people were wearing.
This kind of cloth was yes, I arrived completely without those, because as I said,
time travel, you can't.
It's impossible to transport nothing. And when I arrived in this platform in up, was like so like an airport, but for
in the
time travelers, not for other kind of space. Or not like train, but without train. So only the platform. When I arrived in one platform, and I can see other kind of platform where the other people go back or arrive. And this man, very kind, with big eyes, blue eyes. I remember very, very communicative with mind, but not speak. Give me something, and I can understand in the beginning, but when I bring this tissue, was like it's difficult to describe, like plastic but in tissue, in very light pink, and I put and automatically
the moment you touched it, it closed on your body.
Yes. It's like I don't know, it's completely in my body, and I can follow this man
like a cat suit.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I feel like we have some questions. Okay. Oh yeah, this is a good. So why do you think, I already know the answer to this, but why do you think you were chosen for this mission and this important role? And I feel like I can already, just by knowing you, and like I feel your frequency, like I know you're a disciplined person.
Yeah.
And you're good at things. Like you learn it, you're good at it, you learn fast, you catch on fast, you're intuitive. Why else do you think that you were chosen for this mission?
When the Falco, the founder of Damanhur, started to speak about the possibility to make time travel, of course, a lot of people, I don't remember, 60, 70 people, okay, I want to say, and we started the text physically, because of course was important to be in good health. It's possible to to have a problem, and because for the body, because we speak about time travel with the body, not with the mind, astral travel. No, is another thing. We speak about time travel with the body, and it's important to be in good health, and also on in the level of psychic level, because of course is a big shock to disappear in one part and to appear in another completely different situation. Also, if you know where you go, but of course it can be a lot of difficult and dangers also. So it's necessary to have courage to maybe to are ready to lost everything, because was not so sure that you can come back.
Right.
Of course. So all this situation was very clear, and after the selection, we arrived in the hand almost 10 people. And in this 10, also only 6 or 7, I don't remember, make really the time travel. Yes, of course, when we make time travel, it's not for tourism. It's not okay. I go around to look around what's happening. I speak with the people. No, absolutely. The discipline is absolutely important because we made time travel for make mission, very precise mission, and the mission. If the mission is to arrive in one place, to appear, because it's not necessary to make the big thing. You can think about the history. During the history, a lot of apparition in maybe the religion can give some explication. Maybe the science can be another explication. But you can see in all the history a lot of apparition. It's necessary maybe only to arrive and to exist for some seconds in one place. You can change the history because maybe in the people, maybe the wild people in this place is not the Atlantis. I speak about other mission. Can give the interpretation. Oh, the divinity, the gods, the godness arrive. Maybe you arrive in few time, and after these people start to build something in this place, and the village burn, and after the village can be a big city in the future. You understand? It's not necessary to make a big thing, but if your mission is to arrive, to appear, and not touch nothing. You must think also about the contamination, bacteriological contamination from us and from the people. So if you touch, if you move, if you can change in the bad way. So it's very important to have discipline and to make only this. And this is the reason, probably because my test was positive. Yes.
So I understood that a lot of the time travel missions were to collect certain type of technology or information to help create the project of Damanhur, of the temples. And I guess, is there anything else that you want to share about what the specific missions were, especially since you can't bring anything back with you? Was it memorizing certain mathematical formulas, or like what exactly was the information that you can share?
I bring the information, and I bring in some place the information from here, and I receive and bring back information from Atlantis, for example, and other kinds of travel that we can use for the mission of Damanhur. The possibility is to learn information and to not speak, but to give information. For example, in Atlantis, when this man showed me in the beginning, when we immediately after arrived, I follow him, and I remember very well all the passage, the big crystals that had. I was surprised, but not touch nothing. And I follow him. And I remember in right side in one room, I can see room with a lot of chairs, with this big sphere up this chair. He showed me to sit down in one chair, and I sit down, and this sphere open into two parts, and after close my head. I remember that I told my thought was how I can breathe. Now it was easy. I don't know why. Also, if all my head was completely closed inside this sphere, the color, also the material was similar. The material that my clothes, the color very light, like beige. For when I start, I can see a lot of image very fast to pass in my mind, in my mind, of course, in front of my eyes, but my eyes were closed. I remember number codes, but I don't remember. I remember only the very fast. This is the phase of the charge, and after.
So they were like implanting information for you to remember. So it was like straight into your brain. They weren't like telling you consciously.
After the same thing in charge. And when I come back from Atlantis, and also another kind of trip for the day after, I make automatic writing for days and days, and I write books and books. Yes, 2 or 3 books of the code. I can understand nothing, but I need to write, and we use, not me, but Falco and other use this kind of code for other part that we did as technology, Selfica, and other things like this.
Okay. And so did you mainly travel to places on Earth in different time periods, or did you ever go to other planets?
Both.
And in the planets that you
One,
went to, which one?
some travel was in other time, but in the planet. One time travel was in the time, in one the meteorite was transforming in a space astronaut.
A meteorite?
Yeah.
So you went to a meteorite? So
Yes,
not a
but
planet.
was inside like astronaut, space,
A spaceship?
vehicle. Yes.
Uh-huh.
What was meteorite, and they used the orbiter of the meteorite, but inside is another kind of species, not human, species, not human, similar human, red color, the skin, the head completely without hair, and plan. Two kind of type of person, I don't know, person, tall and short, but similar, with similar eyes, similar us, but not human.
So they're humanoid,
yeah,
but not human like hair, but they have arms and legs.
Red, violet, purple skin, and they prepare for me a special place for that have air for breathe, oxygen, and gravity. In the beginning, was not gravity. When I arrived, my body, I was worried because I hope that I can breathe. Yes, was no problem, but not possible to stop myself because I can feel weight, and after I can see them like in front of me, but not close me like you, because was a special place for me, and I can see them very they very anxiety. They touch something, and after the gravity arrives, I can feel my body finally to go down in a, I hope in a in a comfortable position. Yes, it was comfortable position. We communicate again in telepathy, but it's not to speak. And this is one mission in space and time.
Yeah, and so when everywhere you went, it sounds like they knew you were coming. Everywhere you time traveled to, they knew you were coming.
Yeah.
So everyone is like kind and helpful, and
because was prepared from Falco. I think he was possible because he had the time map. You need the maps of the time. If the time is like territory, if you want to move, you need to have maps.
Yeah.
And you know where they are friend and not friend. For example, one time we were almost ready to leave for me, like time travel and Falco, because all time was present. And in the moment of the start, it stopped completely. No, stop, it's dangerous. Today is dangerous, in this place is dangerous, no come. I don't know what kind of signs you received, but we don't know.
Okay, great. And when you when you were communicating telepathically, obviously that's an ability that all humans have, and it's like a gift that we lost. Some people are getting this back. But when you time traveled, you just still knew how to do it. Like it just naturally was there. You didn't have to try. You knew how to communicate with them telepathically.
in two experiences that I have, this in the meteorite and in Atlantis, I communicate in telepathy because they are ready. We are ready both in this part, and they are. Other kind of mission was not necessary to communicate. For example, for change some history to create it from village and after city is only necessary to arrive and to exist for some minutes.
Right. So you just had to be the apparition.
It's not no speak.
Okay. And let's see what other questions there were. So how did you feel like while you were traveling and when you came back? Like, did you feel like it was fine for the body? Did you have to, like sometimes when you travel in an airplane, you get sick, or you get in a boat and you feel a little sick or something?
Not jet lag.
Yeah, jet lagged.
Time lag.
Do you feel like you just like arrived and you were there and you were fine and you didn't feel
fine? Yes, but you think that every time when we make time travel in this part where we live, maybe were only 10 minutes in time. The correspondence maybe is half day, 4 hours, for example. It's not the same time. The
time is different in every place.
And in the short time, like 10 minutes, for example, for one kind of compensation of, it's difficult to explain in English for me, it's impossible. But we lost the kilos, the water, and the body can lose, for example, 1 or 2 kilos of the body in 10 minutes. Was a stress for the body, for a little bit stress. For this reason, it was necessary to be in good health. We measure high blood pressure before and after. Normally it was low pressure after, but few half hour, everything was completely ready, no problem. Inside mind, yes, is one experience. It's interesting for me because was time travel was the past, but for me is my present. Was my future and present. I want to explicate you. If in this moment, me and you, we live for one time travel, it's a past. It's where we go. But for us, it's future in the moment. In this moment is present in your moment. So you come back in another present, but for you was present. I don't know if you understand. Yeah. It's like the personal time can be changed for me for half day, 1 day. The energy of the time was completely different, and of course, it's necessary also to be very calm or I don't know, to contain in the mind this kind of experience, not to go out with the mind. And for this reason, I don't like so much to speak about time travel. Is present for you that I accept because I don't like to be like a hero. No, it's was necessary. I made. This is my position.
Yeah. How do you feel like it changed you? Because I feel like from when you go and you see all this technology and almost like it seems like a better quality life, like back in Atlantis, obviously I feel like there's, with even people who come from other star planets, like even like with Lyrans and whatever, it's like there's this desire to want to recreate what we live there. I feel like that's why I came to Earth. Like I feel like I traveled in time, but through my incarnation of like, okay, and I know that many of us in Damanhur feel that, like we came to Earth right now or chose to incarnate right now because it's a time to shift the timelines on the planet to help with the awakening of humankind so that we don't destroy ourselves like other planets destroyed themselves, or how in Atlantis we destroyed ourselves. So I guess when you go back, and some of us have this memory, right, of past lives, but it's different because like you went there physically again. And I know, I'm sure you lived in Atlantis too, obviously. But you go back and then you come back here, and I don't know how to explain it. It's like, imagine you have this big mission and you go somewhere like, and then you cut, like, they say even people who win a gold medal, that's like a practical example. And then it's like, what is your life after that? Like, you reached this high point in your life and you saw these amazing things.
You know that the Damanhur, the life in Damanhur is very rich of fantastic experiences. This is one of them. Yes, of course, I feel me lucky because, for example, in the moment when in one test it was clear that it was not safe to come back, not sure to come back. Maybe you can, the time door close. I know that I can come back. Maybe I can die, or maybe no. But it's not easy to live in some places in the time very wild. I don't have so much experience to to survive. Yes, we made some experience before the time travel to survive, but it's fantasy because honestly, you
don't know.
can know what you can meet in the time. Okay, how resolving inside me this I may or no, yes or no, yes or no, because some people knows. Okay, I know. In my thoughts was very clear in my consciousness that if I live just at this moment, for live this kind of experience is enough. It's okay for me. Of course, in that moment, I don't have daughters, not partner. So if something happening, I'm alone. Okay, my parents maybe are not so happy, but it's important because some people not can maybe because okay, I have a daughter, I have a son, but I live a lot of other experience, very in particular in Damanhur, very stranger, very. It's my life. I decided this kind of life 40 years ago, and for me, I feel me very lucky because every day is adventure. Every day is also if I don't make in this moment time travel, and honestly, every one of us is time travel because the incarnation is the time travel. Sometimes for traveling the time we need the incarnation, but if we think the time like a territory where everything is present in the same time, and our consciousness is now here, but our soul live in other part of the time, in different part of the time, and what it's possible for the human, maybe not now, but in the future, when we finish one part of our mission, and to be consciousness to every part of the time where our soul live. So to be the time citizen, not the time prisoner.
Yeah, beautiful. That's so beautiful. So we're going to chat a bit more in the bonus content of this episode, but thank you so much, Antilope, for sharing so
Sorry
much.
for my very basic English.
It was beautiful. It was perfect. We understood everything. And we're going to ask you a few more questions inside the bonus content. We're going to include all the links to connect with Antilope as well as links to Damanhur. And there are different courses and such that you can take to really expand this capacity with telepathy, and even to feel your connection with time in a more expanded way that supports you in living your ultimate potential in this life. And so thank you so much for tuning in today. Thank you, Antilope. It's always a gift to be with you. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye for now.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Dr. Nikki Starr Show. Please like this podcast and share it with anyone you feel would benefit. Subscribe to the podcast to receive bonus content, and remember, every Monday the video version goes live on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being on the ascension path with me and for doing this great work.